But I don't initially go into the interview. I like to sit and have a conversation first. Then we'll get into the interview. Because I don't want it to sound transactional. Because it can sound like a robot. Because you'll feel like you're in a job interview. I appreciate you sitting up straight and stuff. Because I don't have to tell you to. You didn't have to adjust. You were fine. I saw you see her adjust when I said that.
Oh no, it's just a natural habit.
I was gonna pick at you. This is be you, be comfortable. Well, not be comfortable. You gotta.
I ain't even said with no slouch in my back. I can't do that.
I don't. Look.
That's not ladylike at all.
Good point. Good point. So what have y'all been up to, like, during this span of time? Like, how do y'all keep saying during this cabin fever period?
Well, for me, as a teacher, it's in this unknown, this area of unknownness, because we didn't know exactly whether or not if we're going to actually fully go back to school after April the 6th, or we were going to transition online. But I think we kind of all had that ideal that we were going to go completely online after April the 6th, because, you know, with COVID-19, the numbers just going to continue to increase. Like, it was no way that it was going to just completely die out in the state by April the 6th. So just get ready to prepare, honestly, for going fully online. And just trying to find resources as a teacher that I think that my students can do with the usage of a cell phone, because it's kind of hard for Mobile County to sit here and say we are fully prepared, because honestly we're not. Because a lot of our kids don't have those type of resources, you know, such as the students across the Bay have. So it's just trying to find some things that can keep them engaged, that is not necessarily it's tedious but not tedious, something to keep their attention throughout these 6 weeks or so that we have left for school. Will probably be longer than that, because he said school's gonna end June the 5th now. So excuse me, just trying to find something that can pique their interest for that amount of time. And then also I have a dual enrollment class, so I teach some students that are high school students through Bishop State. So it's also trying to just trying to keep them going as well. For me has been one of those things. And then also I'm a student myself, so I'm still trying to do everything, do my classes, do my schoolwork online. So I've been busy, but not to the point of like I'm constantly busy. So I kind of am enjoying this brain break and stillness that's going on, because you know, you can ask my husband, I'm a busy person, busybody all the time. So me being at home is like good and then bad at the same time, because I got to get out. So I was still working at my gym because of how the facility was for the longest, just to, you know, stay active and keep going and not be shut up in the house.
I was going to ask you that, with you being used to not being at home for majority of the day, I know it was kind of cool to wake up late a couple times, but in a sense, and when you're confined to home and you still have responsibilities, can that become overwhelming?
It can be a little maddening at times. So that's why I try to at least go outside if I can, just so I won't lose touch with the fact that, hey, it's the sun outside that, you know, that's still there. And, you know, just being in contact and I guess in present with nature still. And just understanding, you know, and enjoying that aspect, you know, because I'm the type of person, I can kind of get lost with what I'm doing, to not, I guess the thing is to still be in the present of what's going on. So just kind of just dropping what I'm doing and just going outside and enjoy just being outside. If it's just, you know, walking, you know, Municipal Park, or, you know, walking outside around in our complex, just something to just get outside and just clear the brain a little bit.
And in that sense, it's like smelling the roses figuratively and literally, because forces you to break up that. I don't want to call you a busy, but I think there's a phrase for it. Workaholic.
I am a workaholic. That I can honestly, truly say that I am. I am the pure definition of it. You shaking your head right there in the back. Yes, he knows I am, because his thing is like, I can't sit down and just not do anything. Like, I am the worst of doing it. So just trying to, I guess, take care of myself first and foremost is one thing that I'm looking at. Another thing is just trying to take care of home, because I end up losing track of that, and it'll take me like, let's just say, I look up and I'm like, man, I need to put my clothes up. Like, clothes just stack up, because I just don't have time. Like, I'm busy, and because of the fact that let's just say a typical week for me, and if I have class, I literally typically don't get home until the average is about like 5, maybe 6 o'clock.
So you're going all day.
Yeah. And then if I have class, I don't get home. I'm out the door by like 6:30, 6:40, and I don't come home until like 8:30. When I have class Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday I normally go work out with my personal trainer, and either or, it's just one day out the week.
Wow.
I work out with her, so I probably come home for like maybe like an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then I go work out with my trainer for about 30 minutes. And then basically by the time all of that kind of winds down, it's time for me to go to bed and start this thing up all over again. So
that was my next question then. With your plate being full, where do you find or make time to unwind?
Honestly, my weekends, I try my best to shut my phone, just leave my phone like upstairs.
That's a good practice.
Mainly on my weekends, just so I can unwind. And then also another thing that I do just for my mental health's sake, I also, talk to someone, a therapist.
Always for therapy.
Yeah, like I
That's
am pro therapy. I mean, because I have to.
Yeah,
because
it's a man in the world, like you said.
I wear so many hats, because I tell my husband all the time, I was like, I wear so many hats, when I'm realizing that I just wear so many. And so I have to just sit down and like, okay, what can I let go, and I won't feel guilty of letting it go. So some things, it's like some days I'm like, when it comes to sorority stuff, I have this to do, but I may not go to it. Okay. Just so I can sit at home and
recharge your battery.
Yeah, recharge my battery. Or sometimes it gets to the point in which, honestly, I actually get like literally sick, like because of stress levels, your immune system, weekends, and then all of a sudden, bam, I have like a sinus infection or something. So I'm like literally like stuck and confined in bed for like an entire weekend, probably a little bit longer than that. I just try to find that time. I try my best to find time, because if I don't, then I just totally get consumed with what I'm doing. And that's the thing that I've always been constantly just, struggling with. Yeah. Because I know I've been in school, just me personally, ever since I graduated from high school. So that was like 2009. So I have literally been in college. Yeah. I've been in personally college myself for the past like 10 years. So I'm like, I need a breather. But he also knows, like my husband also knows me, and like, you can't take that much time off. So just gonna take a break and be like, okay, what can, what I need to personally work on, and just personally just focus on myself. And it's just one of those things that I just realized that maybe I just need to take a break from it and just let it go for a little bit, and then pick it back up and finish.
That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna give you a couple analogies, because I struggled with that up until recently, and Malcolm gave me a tidbit that made a lot of sense to me. with you wearing so many hats, you have to pour into a lot of other things. But if your cup is empty, you can't pour anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I think
you will kill yourself.
Yeah. And as a teacher, like, people forget that. Mm-hmm. Because they want you to always constantly pour into the kids, pour into the students, and it's like, I need someone to pour into me too.
You are a teacher, comma.
Yeah. Because as a teacher, you're not just a teacher. Because see, I taught middle school for like over 4.5 years.
Ooh. Yes. I know you've seen some stuff.
Oh yes. Teacher is like the last thing that therapist, I do.
Mom.
I am a therapist. Dad. I am a aunt. See? I am a mom. You know, I am sometimes even when it came to the adult teachers, it's like you literally have to be because you're on a team. And with certain middle schools. Mm-hmm. And so I held a position on my team in which I was responsible for doing so much other stuff too, a part of that team. So it was like a little mini leadership role, but it was a lot to come with it too. Because you know, you have to be a teacher, and then it's like, well, we want you to teach this, but it's like, oh, I need you to be in this meeting, or I need you to be in this meeting dealing with this student, and blah blah blah. So, like, typically for me, when I was a middle school teacher, I dealt with, honestly, maybe 100 on average every year, anywhere between 160, and I think the most that I had was like, at one time was like 180.
Kids?
Yeah.
That's a small community, bro.
Yeah. So, but you have to know their personalities.
That is a lot.
You know, you got to know personalities. You have to know, you know, you got to be observant, like when they're off, you know, that type of thing. You got to be a people watcher, basically. Ooh. Because, you know, with middle school kids, it's like
they go through
you get a different little personality.
Yeah.
Every day. So it's like, okay, who are you today?
Right.
And so you just got to, you know, be there and figure it out. It's a tough love that you have to give out. But my thing was, as a middle school teacher, I ended up just getting burnt out a little bit too quickly.
I can understand that.
Like, average for me, let me see, we start typically in August. By the time I get to like November, I'm like, Jesus, I'm done. So, but you still got a whole another semester to go with the exact same kids in the exact same situation. So, that was a lot. So this was my first year in high school. So it was that.
Any better?
Well, yeah and no. It was a rough adjustment time for me, and so it was just trying to get used to the whole situation. Because in middle school, everything is like structured. You know, it's really structured, and then when you get to high school, it's like everything is kind of left open to interpretation. So you trying to get that figured out, along with figuring out how you get adjusted to this new environment, and then these kids. Because when it comes to high school, you can't handle high school how you handle
you cannot.
Middle school. You got to keep them busy, but at the same time, you can't come at them how you did with middle school. So it was like just trying to get that. Yeah. I mean, middle school kids, they grown, but you can shut that down quick. But with high school kids, you gotta let them literally go through the fire and brimstone and then some in order for them to be like. The
rebellious phase is really activated with them at that age. I completely understand.
Yeah.
Because I did it. We've been there.
You
know.
The hard-headedness, and it's like, okay.
All right, bump your head. I'll be right here with a Band-Aid.
Exactly.
I'll let you. Absolutely.
So you just got to build that trust and stuff with them, and then once they come around to understanding who you are, then it gets a little bit easier. So.
So I understand that there's a lot that pulls from you at the job, but with teaching high school, are there any moments that kind of pour back into you? Because we all like that gratification or just that random word of thank you, you know, that we don't often get.
I think with teaching middle school or high school, for me, being in secondary, you always get a thank you at the end. whether it's not, it may not be the whole entire class, but it probably that, you know, the one or two kids, you know. I had some students recently that I know I haven't seen in like years, and they instantly come up and run up to you. It was like, hey, Miss Peoples, like, you remember me? And then like they literally like still come and run up to you, and you like, hey, type of kids. And I mean, they are, or you have parents to say, you know, my child was just so interested in science because of you, and blah blah blah. You know, it's those small little things. It's like, okay, this, you know, this is worth it. Yeah.
This is why I do it.